Yo, yo, yo. Come and raid that blues. Tip your fighting farmers. Them a watch you come out and come in. Come and raid that blues dance. Come and raid that blues. Yes, they knew when the time would be right. Run, camp, gate, crash, I party. Come and raid that blues dance. I come and raid that blues. Raid blues dance. Raid I blues. Yeah. Come and raid that blues dance. Raid, come and raid that blues. Kick out door, boy, I name them call. I back against the wall, a rubber data. Come and raid that blues dance. I come and raid that blues. Them a run, come till I vibe. Interfere with I. Big stop to destroy. Rasta cry blood. Dreadlocks cry blood. Raid, come and raid that blues dance. Come and raid that blues. Raid blues dance, raid blues dance, raid I, raid blues dance. Raid blues dance. I run come, raid I blues. Out of darkness, out of night. People screaming, battens wheeling, a lot of bleeding, blues feeling. Search warrant for the invitation. A walkie-talkie reinforcement from the pocket that drunk up. A dissociation it rough. If you step off the way, got to retaliate. Fight them back. Come and raid that blues dance. Mash them down. Come and raid that blues. Vex to death, them a threat. Make caress, kiss me neck. Come and raid that blues dance. Raid, come and raid that blues. Raid blues dance. Raid I blues. Yeah. Raid blues dance. I run come, I run come, I run come. Run come, kill I vibe. Interfere with I. Bigs come to destroy. Rasta cry blood. Blood. Dreadlocks cry blood. I run come and raid that blues dance. A them a come and raid that blues. Raid blues dance, raid blues dance, raid I, raid blues dance. Come and raid that blues dance. I come and raid. Raid blues dance. Raid I blues. Raid blues dance. Raid. Come and raid that blues dance. Come and mash up, come and raid that blues. Come and lick out I window. Come and grab up, come and raid that blues. Come and move out that softly. Come and wrap up the people. Come and turn out, come and raid that blues dance. Happy key, come and raid that blues. Come and smash out turntable. Come and scratch up our music. Come and drive up, come and raid that blues dance. Come and raid that blues. Come and raid.
What's up, cyberspace cadets? That's right. Happy Easter to all the people out there in the What's Up chat. It's nice to see some people. Pants Ninja, what's happening? Straight Sith Males, Seamus Derby. Let's see, Roasted Opinions. And if I missed you, I apologize. But you're watching Ice Cream Interviews. That's right. This Ice Cream Interviews number 45 of these damn things. Who'd have thunk it? And the idea behind this, and I say this is every episode because it's got a goofy name, is it was actually a genius marketing concept in line with like whipped cream and the cream stream that I do on Friday nights and stuff. So I figured, hey man, And you know, I started thinking, because I really love talking to people. You know, what would a good treat be? And of course, ice cream, of course. And so today for Easter, we've got a wonderful bowl of what's known as Cynical Lindsay in the house.
Hey, everybody, what's happening?
It's nice to see everybody out there, and we'll go ahead and we'll switch to our comfy screen and get in our little interview room here. So, how are you doing, Lindsay?
I'm fantastic.
Or do you prefer Cynical or just Lindsay or Cynical?
Lindsay's good.
All right.
Lindsay's good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just, you know, we knew this. I'm just telling this to other people. So, you know,
Oh no, I totally get it.
I try not to be offensive, but then again, you know, I am me.
Trust, it takes a lot to offend me. So,
Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, so all right. So usually, you know, when I do this thing, I open up with some icebreaker questions, and the first question I always ask my the people that I'm interviewing. I don't know what I would call my interviewees, I guess. How long have you been hanging out on YouTube, and what was your main reason for deciding to pull the trigger and start streaming yourself?
oh gosh, actually, I've been around YouTube for quite some time, probably from like the very beginning. I can't even remember what my previous channel name was, but one thing that's been certain is that I've been a fan of, like, I'm a huge fan of entertainment related type stuff, and generally I try to stick to reviews and stuff like that. But as you know, but then after a while I kind of went on kind of a hiatus, I guess, so I kind of missed out on the opportunity of getting in on taking advantage of the ads and stuff like that and making money off of that. But I guess it's as of recently, I think, with just checking out Lords of the Night and listening to Ranting Monkey and Scribelight and Satsu 2 Cents talk, I guess it just, they pretty much kind of inspired me into getting back into just making myself active on YouTube again.
Cool. So tell me about your name and its significance and your avatar.
Oh my gosh. I've had that avatar for quite some time. I've gotten it from like an avatar generator. This was like back during when LiveJournal was still a thing, and that was kind of like my LiveJournal avatar.
When blogging was all the rage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and I was totally into the blogging thing, and I was like, I'm trying to think. So, and then Cynical, I guess that's kind of my personality in a ways, is that sometimes when I do my videos, I kind of have that cynical sense in my voice and how I present things.
Are you really cynical, or are you just being realistic?
Not really. It's more realistic, I guess you could say.
That's what I call it. People say, you're cynical, IRATE. And I'm saying, man, I'm just seeing it like, I call it like I see it. Shit. It looks fucked up, so it's fucked up.
I know, right?
Right, exactly. Anywho, so yeah, and for everybody that doesn't know, I met Lindsay a couple months ago. I don't know exactly. I was trying to think back, where was it at a Millions of the Zoo stream or something like that?
No, what it was is I watched one of your, I can't remember, it was one of your live streams, and you were talking about The Walking Dead, and I kind of went on this like, oh my God, it's like another fellow Walking Dead fan, because that's what I cover on my channel.
Right.
And then I invited you to join one of my Walking Dead related live streams.
Exactly.
About a couple months ago. And that's how one thing led to another, you know?
Yeah, and we hit it off because we have a lot in common with the fandom thing. And we're going to be talking about that in depth in a wee bit. So, but I do want to kind of get like a picture of you as a younger Lindsay. So is there, all right, so this is a great question. I love this. I always love asking this one. Is there a food from your childhood that you fucking hated? You could not stand it, and now you love it. It's like, oh wow.
Oh gosh. I'd have to say probably potatoes. The weird thing is that when I was a kid, I I did not like mashed potatoes or anything like that, but I liked it in French fry form. But I guess as a kid, I was kind of thinking, I didn't really put two and two together,
Gotcha.
that French fries were really potatoes. And then I can't exactly remember when it was, but then like a few years later, I ended up eating it with, I think my dad made pot roast or something like that. And I was like, hey, this is actually not half bad. And then I've just grown to love it. Now I can't stop eating the stuff.
That's cool. That's
You know.
cool. So yeah, you got so your love for potatoes, is that because you have some Irish ancestry?
Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact.
I do too.
Yeah.
This is a different question. All right, so when thinking about the holiday season, it's Easter now, but do you have like a favorite Christmas special or Christmas carol that holds special meaning for you?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question. I'd want to say that I guess ever since I was a kid, Gremlins has kind of been my go-to in terms of like my traditions in terms of Christmas, because I've got to watch that movie every Christmas season. It's like I've just loved it since I was a little kid.
That's and I will argue this because it is a Christmas movie.
It is.
I love that movie too. That's like one of those movies where if it's on, I'll just sit down and fucking watch it from where it is.
Oh. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's like, leave it alone. It doesn't need to be remade.
Isn't Hoyt Axton in that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's yeah. He was a good music. Anyway, trying to dazzle people with my knowledge of fandom and entertainment industry. It's awesome. Okay, so all right, if you could go back in time and talk to little Lindsay at the age of 8, what would you tell her?
I would probably say, just don't care what people think about you, in a sense. Okay. I think that's one thing that, because I guess going back to like when I was in my teens and in my 20s, I really took things to heart. And, and now I guess I've just reached that age with being in my 30s now. I just really don't give a shit what anybody says.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously I want to strive to improve myself, but if somebody's just going to talk shit about you, it's like, just forget them. You don't need to change yourself to appease them, Yeah.
That's excellent advice. And Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Pants Ninja. And you're right, Gremlin is still awesome. Gremlins is still awesome. Sorry.
Yep.
God, my fucking tongue is so fat today. And let's see. And the music that opened up was Steel Pulse. All right. Straight Sith Mel. He busted that. He knew that music. So that was in honor of yesterday. 420, everybody. And I'm not talking about the birthday of the Fuhrer. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't roll with the 1480. I mean, I understand it, and I've talked to a lot of them, but that ain't me. All right. So, Lindsay, what was the moment that you knew you were a child? You weren't a child anymore.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's a really good question. I think probably right after I graduated high school and got a job.
Okay.
And when I first got my credit card and learned that I had bills to pay and stuff like that, that's when it kind of hit me that, oh my God, now I have responsibilities. I'm no longer a kid,
So let's see. What was your high school experience like?
Oh, I loved it. Not so much the education part, but sometimes I think about how much I miss being a teenager and how much I miss, hanging out with my friends and going to the mall and going to the movies. And then like after school, I would spend time in my bedroom most of the time, just listening to I was a big metalhead back in the day. So it's like, I would just be in my room, just blasting Metallica or Megadeth or, and also, I remember in high school, there was like a bunch of friends of mine that were into playing music. So it's like we used to just gather around in the lunchroom and just play guitar, and sometimes I would bring my bass with me. And I also missed, there was a couple of times I actually got to jam out with some friends in a garage, you know, kind of hearkening back to like those days of like when bands first started out, you know, it's like they would start out playing in their mom's garage, you know, and stuff.
There's the whole, you know, that term garage band, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's always a fun thing to do. So you can play the bass like completely? Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You play fretless or just fretted?
I play it fretted, and sometimes I switch between picked and just plucking.
That's right. Cool. Can you do the funk thump thing?
Yeah, in a sense. Well, I mean, Geddy Lee was a huge influence. He was basically the one that got me into playing the bass, and I strived to be like him.
That's incredible. I've seen Rush 5 times. I mean, I'm like a huge Rush fan.
They are one of my all-time favorite bands.
Well, and I would always get in these arguments with my friends about Geddy because I called him, I said he was the working man of the band.
Yeah.
You know, because he was playing bass, he was playing fucking keyboards, he was playing keyboards with his feet.
Yep.
Right? And then occasionally he would play a double neck where he would play guitar and sing all at the same fucking time. You tell me that shit ain't hard.
Yeah, and that's the amazing thing is that sometimes you would hear like, wait a minute, it's like because he plays both the bass and the keyboards. It's like, well, how is he doing that? Oh, of course he's playing with his feet. That is badass.
Yeah. When they started using the Taurus pedals, I was like, what the fuck? You know? Because I remember the Farewell to Kings tour where they, you know, when they busted those things out, and it was just like, oh my God, a whole nother level. And so yeah, that's awesome, man. That's something I did not know about you.
Yeah, it's like, in fact, Rush was kind of that one band that has been with me since I was a little kid. But it wasn't until I think by the time I reached high school when they really started to have an influence on me. I mean, I'll never forget the first time I heard the song Xanadu. It just completely blew my mind.
Yeah. That's a fantastic song. You realize that there's really no lead guitar part until the very end.
Yeah.
You know, it's all just riffs kind of glued together in a really creative way and atmosphere. You know, that's a fantastic album, fantastic song.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Permanent Waves, Natural Science. Man.
Oh, Permanent Waves, Natural Science, great song.
Yeah. You know, the whole album, it's like for a while there, it was like, 2112, All the World's a Stage, which, you know, showcased all their early stuff like By Torn and Snow Dog, things like that.
Yeah.
And then Farewell to Kings, Hemispheres, Moving Pictures. No, was it Permanent Waves, then Moving Pictures?
Permanent Waves.
Yeah. And then Exit Stage Left. And I quit listening to music after Grace Under Pressure.
Really? And it's so strange because that's Grace Under Pressure is one of my favorite Rush albums.
It's a great album, but it's like I could tell when the guitar started taking a back seat when I started, they lost me.
And I get it. I mean, because like after Grace Under Pressure, you know, with Power Windows and stuff like, and Hold Your Fire and stuff. Yeah, I could see like, the I love synthesizers and stuff, but I think they're getting a little too much. And it's like, hey, don't forget about Alex over here, you know?
Right.
One of the best guitar players in existence, you know?
Yeah. So we could do a whole show about Rush.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I don't get spanked that much when I play their music. So maybe we can look at doing something about that in the future. I would love to spend like a linear retrospect, or it's like start at the beginning and then just see how their sound kind of changed and modified and how their lyrics changed when Pert joined them, and became more philosophical and shit.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think I'd be a libertarian today, or really more of a constitutionalist, but
right.
But it was birthed in libertarianism. Listening to Rush, man, saying think for yourself. Be selfish. It's okay.
And I think that's where a lot of my libertarian beliefs kind of like the seeds were sown from listening to 2112 and then learning that 2112 was based off of an Ayn Rand book. And I remember in my teens like thinking, okay, I have to find that book. And sure enough, they had a copy of Anthem at my school's library and I picked it up and that just kind of changed everything for me.
That's a great, and that and the Fountainhead and
The Atlas Shrugged and stuff.
Shrugged, exactly.
Yeah.
All the very just basic reading for if you're thinking about if you don't like big government and you love individuality.
Yep.
That's the thing. So anyway, we'll move on because this show's about you, not about me.
All right.
Damn it, I get on these fucking, I get just meander off here, just like walking in the woods and shit.
Oh, I get you. That's kind of how I am too. So.
Yeah. So all right. Out of all the entertainment, what's your favorite genre of entertainment?
Oh, horror.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm diehard horror fan since I was in diapers practically.
Yeah. What about like sci-fi, history, any of that shit?
I like a little bit of sci-fi. I don't think I'm as huge as I was. I mean, interestingly enough, I think I'm starting to have a better appreciation for sci-fi now because it's like as of recently, maybe about I want to say 5 years ago, I started watching Star Trek for the first time. And that just kind of changed things for me in terms of like, because I remember like back in the day, because my dad was kind of a Trekkie and he would watch The Next Generation, stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, you're such a nerd and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like later on in life, I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to give Star Trek a shot. And my husband is a fan of the original series. He's like, yeah, so sure enough, I found it on Netflix and decided to binge it. And I was like, holy shit, I was completely wrong.
It's great stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see. All right, what's a common? All right, I did want to find out about this. Like, so you had a positive high school experience. Do you plan on going on to your 20-year reunion?
I don't know. And funny enough, that's I think a couple more years is my 20-year reunion. I don't know. I mean, it would be cool to kind of go and see people, but then at the same time, I'd feel really strange because of like, I'm not going to recognize everyone. Like I'll see a face, but I'll be like, oh God, what the hell was your name? And I'm trying to have to dip into my memory and in my memory bank to see like, oh yeah, okay, I know who you are. I'm not entirely sure about the reunion thing, if I would. I mean, I certainly wouldn't object to going to it, but as far as like me dying to go back, I'm not really.
Okay, and it's really cool because everybody answers that question completely differently. Let's see. All right, so what is a common misconception you believe people have about you?
Oh gosh. Probably they think that I'm quite a bitch because I can sometimes be heavily opinionated. It's like if I'm passionate about a certain topic, I will go all out. And especially if I'm critical of something, I will go all out on that. Like I will completely put something on blast. And I think people might have that misconception that I'm just, oh God, you're a mean bitch and stuff like that. It's like, no, trust me. It's like some of the shit that I say, it's like I said, it's just my opinions. If you get to know me and know that I'm the type, I'm probably one of the most down to earth people that you can ever meet.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think that. Even strongly opinionated people can come across as I think in a negative manner, and
yeah,
it's just a matter of just expressing your opinions. Just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean that that they have to be the enemy or something. Shit.
Right.
So all right, so do you have like a guilty pleasure, food wise, music wise, movie wise?
Probably disco music.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I can't. That's like I know. Like I'm kind of a grew up a metalhead, and I listen to disco music. Like, yeah, that's kind of one that I kind of keep under wraps.
Well, back in the day, from I think it was 77 on to 1980 or 81, big record companies, it was a part of the contractual stipulation that, no matter what kind of music you made, you had to put out at least one disco track, right? Mm-hmm. Or one with a certain that 4/4 time signature, right? That disco music has. And if you'll listen to it, "Run Like Hell" by Pink Floyd. That's the disco song off the wall. And I was talking to somebody. They argued with me about it. But "Lady Evil" by Black Sabbath on the "Heaven and Hell" album. That's their disco song anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, what's your guilty pleasure food wise?
Food wise, ooh, jeez. I don't know. It's like, is food really a controversial topic?
Not really.
It's like, because I think it's a general consensus that people love food. It's like, yeah, of course, I love really greasy, fatty foods.
American.
Exactly. I don't know. I guess maybe sushi would be kind of a guilty pleasure for me. Yeah. But then people like sushi, so
I like sushi a lot.
Sushi's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Excuse me. Taking a gulp of some shit. What about movie wise?
Oh jeez. Oh, I'm a plethora. It's like I'm a walking. Like I'm a huge. I love bad movies. I really. Gosh, I have so many like guilty pleasures in terms of movies that I love. Like I love Howard the Duck and I love Showgirls. I just love watching bad movies. In fact, I would consider myself
when you said Howard the Duck, man, my jaws just hit the floor. I said, what the fuck? Keep going. I get it.
In fact, I'd say that I was a fan of Troll 2 before it was cool to hate on Troll 2 or pick that movie that you love so much you hate, or such a bad movie you love.
Yeah, so. What was that Full Moon Tim Thomerson series where he played the little dude? Like he was like a little detective that was like 12 inches tall, and then he went up against the wind-up toys. Fuck, man, Puppet Master. That's it.
Oh, Puppet Master, yeah.
It was What's His Name versus Puppet Master. It's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Duck Dog says poutine is the most controversial of food topics.
I love poutine.
I've never had it, so.
Oh, it's so
I've had
good.
something that sounds like it though, so I had to. Yeah,
oh my god.
I'll tell you. All right, here's my favorite. One of my guilty movie pleasures. Actually, I've got a bunch, but one that just came to mind today was Legally Blonde.
Oh jeez! Oh my god!
I know, man.
Oh wow!
Somewhere inside me, there's a. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. But
hey, you know what? It's like I said. Unpopular opinions. I probably have a lot of when it comes to movies. Like for instance, my favorite of the Indiana Jones movies is Temple of Doom.
It's a good man. It's what it is. It's so fucking. It's like it's like a little too real. I think with the sacrifice and everything.
Yeah.
It's like holy shit, man. It's a dark movie.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't understand why so many people rag on that movie. I'm like, I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, if you want to rag on a movie, rag on the fourth one.
Oh, exactly.
With Junior and shit. The other Junior, okay?
No.
Yeah.
There's that Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
He will not divide us, guy.
He will not inside us. I love that shit, man. Brittany Vinci is funny. And she's a troll. All right.
Yeah.
Just saying. So, tell me about the first time you got fucked up.
First time I got fucked up.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, are we like first time I had a little bit of the wacky tobackies.
Okay.
Well, because I've never really been drunk, but I have been stoned on several occasions, and the first time I genuinely got fucked up was, gosh, this was like probably about 10 years ago when we were living in our first apartment. It's like our best friend brought over some weed, and holy crap, let's just say I was seeing colors and everything sounded weird, and it was quite the experience.
And was it a positive or a negative experience for you?
I'd say it was a positive.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why I say fucked up, because to different people, that means different things, you know.
Right,
I knew
right.
a guy the first time he ever did anything, he did like 4 hits of acid. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't.
exactly.
I'm too terrified to try something like that.
Yeah. And this quote fits.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
So yeah, all right. You mentioned a husband. So how long you guys been together?
We've been together a total of, oh gosh, I think it's been 15 years since we've been when we first started dating, and we've been married for 11 years back in February. So yeah, and we met through our closest friend. He was a mutual friend of both of us. So, yeah, we met kind of the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, played Nienta. Did he put y'all together, or were y'all just hanging?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. So do y'all have any kids?
No.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a favorite anime series?
Oh God, Sailor Moon.
Okay. What favorite anime movie? Anime based, even. I'll allow.
I'd have to say probably Akira.
Yeah. That's a great movie. Have you ever seen Uzumaki, the Spiral?
Oh, isn't that that was a manga, I believe.
Yeah, it was a manga.
Yeah.
I think his name's Ito. I can't remember.
Junji Ito. I think is
Junji Ito, and it's a great. It's one of those movies. It's like not a lot of people have seen, but it's incredibly weird and really cool in a good way, you know.
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
then
another.
like going back to the anime, I think another anime series I'm pretty much a fan of is Elfen Lied. That's another one that I really like, because I love dark horror, just like disturbing stuff, and that was an anime that forever haunted me, but it was so beautifully crafted. And
what's the name of that again?
Elfen Lied.
Elfen Lied?
Yeah. Like, all you have to, just go on YouTube and look up, I can't remember the exact words, but if you look up Elfen Lied, probably one of the first clips you'll see is, it's great, because the main character in that series has, the special powers where she has, these invisible arms, and she can literally rip people in half.
Crazed.
I mean, it's glorious. If you love that type of anime, can get really dark and gory. Holy shit! Yeah, this is it's a good one.
I've been on the quest for good anime, and it seems like I'm gonna have to go back in time.
Yeah,
because we've been doing nothing but new shit on Netflix, and it hasn't been the greatest of experiences, to be honest.
Yeah, actually, I think Hulu has a better selection of anime.
They got the Funimation, So
yeah.
So who's your favorite anime character? Now we're talking about it.
Ooh, Sailor Mars. Of Sailor Moon. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, and well, let's go on to Game of Thrones. Who's your favorite Game of Thrones character?
Oh gosh, I'd have to say I like Gendry because he's eye candy to me, but I'd probably have to say Tyrion. I think Tyrion's probably my favorite.
Now when I think about it, it changes. It's really strange, but I have to stick with Samwell.
Oh, Samwell, yeah.
Yeah, he's my
Samwell
man.
Tarly.
Yeah,
Protect Samwell at all costs.
exactly. 'Cause you're not going to do it. You're not going to beat any shit if he's dead, man. If he's dead, you're fucked.
Oh my God, this season. It's like if Sam dies, I'm going to be a hot.
Well,
That's for sure.
Yeah, for real. So, but yeah, it's good that we're finally there, and we have something to watch and to talk about.
Yeah.
I was mistaken. I thought that this last year was going to have like 6 2-hour episodes and then one 3-hour episode at the end. But it's 1 hour episodes, maybe a little bit longer, and a little over 2 hours on the last one. So if I told anybody that, then that's I was completely wrong about that. And I'm admitting it here.
Yeah.
So all right. Let's see. Well, all right. So who's your favorite Walking Dead character?
Yeah. That would be one Eugene Porter is my favorite.
Yes.
In both the show and the comic.
And it's played by this guy who I conveniently happen to have a picture of. We're kind of on his face. Mm-hmm. But you should be able to see it pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're. By the way, we are streaming also on Twitch and D Live simultaneously, in addition to YouTube. So.
Oh yes, yeah. I love him. Oh, good old Josh McDermott.
Yeah, it's like I like the hair. It's kind of he's got some kind of Elvis thing going on there.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like that. But yeah, that's your main crush on Walking Dead.
He sure is. It's like all the chicks are into Daryl, and I'm just like, give me Eugene Porter any day.
That's right.
I like a man with brains.
That's right.
And it's something about the mullet too.
Party in the front. Party in the back. Business in the front.
Business in front, party in the back. That's right.
Or if you got the Danzig devil lock, that is party in the front, business in the back. I don't know what that means, but it may have a sexuality. I don't know. We'll move on. Josh McDermott, everybody. That's right. He plays not Dare. Fuck. He plays Eugene Porter. All right.
Oh my God.
He was bullshitting about having the cure and shit, but he ends up being a great character. The comics are far superior.
Yeah.
When Lindsay and I get together and we talk about the Walking Dead, it's usually not a positive experience for people on the other side of the screen. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
I swear
they jumped the chart.
Oh God, they did. They truly did. And it's so funny because after season 7, I thought, okay, yeah, that was not a very good season, but I thought, okay, maybe Scott Gimple and the powers that be learned their lesson from, just because that's when the ratings started to drop off. Was in season 7. I was thinking, okay, maybe they've learned their lesson. Things are going to get back into gear in the next season. And holy fuck.
Yeah, it was the fake out with fucking Glenn. I think that pissed everybody off because there was such a good one, right after that where, God, what was the skinny black dude from the hospital?
Noah.
Yeah, when Noah got killed, that was the last great kill I think on there.
It was. Well, and that's one thing that got me is that
not even Carl dying was that eventful.
And made no freaking sense because just before in the previous season, it's like Carl was about ready to kill Negan, and then all of a sudden he wants to spare Negan, like out of fucking nowhere.
Hey, Sir Adamantine. Let's see. We got some people that walked in the door and just like to talk to chat occasionally. And people say I don't engage with the chat enough, so I got to do that. Duck Dog, greetings. Sir Adamantine. I said, hey, interestingness.
I was gonna say sorry, Duck Dog, for disappointing you with my liking for disco music.
Hey, nobody's perfect, right?
Right.
You know, we've all got our. And I said, what was her guilty pleasure? Okay,
That's right.
and I've got shit on The Walking Dead is one of the questions on this sheet I've got in front of me. So I think we're doing an effective job on that. Crush on Josh McDermott. That's another question.
Yep.
All right. So what about Fear the Walking Dead? Let's shift gears and talk about that.
You know what? I honestly have not been watching since season 2. Like right after the second episode of season 2, I was like, this isn't really holding my interest, and I can't stand a good majority of the people in that family. So I just said, there's that, and then on top of that, there really wasn't any characters that was really keeping me invested in the show, so I just kind of dropped it.
I thought, man, the way that they introduced that first season, I thought the first season was really well done, and but it was well done up to the end, right? The introduction of Coleman Domingo's character was fantastic, with the junkie kid and everything. I thought that that combination has a lot of potential. I think mixing it up is going to help. I think so. Anyway, I still have hope for it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I really do need to give the show another watch, because I know a lot of people have said that season 3 is like probably that's when they really started to get on their game.
Right, and that's when they killed. That's when they killed like most of the first season's people. So
yeah,
I think there's only one person left, and I think it's the girl, Alicia.
Yeah. Well, I think Strand is still alive too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and Strand, of course, Coleman Domingo. I think he's the main character. I think that this is his story.
Yeah,
I don't know. Go ahead.
I might end up picking the show back up just to watch that now that I know what happens, because Strand was one character that I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, the second character with the boat thing picks up and gets a little more interesting, and so. But you can tell the third season they said, no, we're taking a left here.
Yeah,
and it was a good left.
Yeah,
I think it's my opinion, and I think if they bring back Ruben Blades, that will be a home run. He made the show that first season for me.
Yes, I agree with that, because I really dug the Daniel character.
Yeah, the whole history as working as a torturer for the fucking either the Contras or the Sandinistas. We're not sure who he was with. But I dug that. I thought that was a very depthy kind of facet to add to that character. Let's see. Also wanted to, because we had talked about this underrated series, like I think I've brought up Hannibal before. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I have not seen it, but I really do want to see it, because I have some friends that are really big Hannibal fans.
Well, and our hold on a second, I'll push this to where everybody can see it, because our name thing is blocking out Lawrence Fishburne's face. But it's a great cast, and it's really well done. And it's some of the best shows that have some of the best storytelling and acting on television takes place in these series that only go 1 or 2 seasons and get cut.
These
guys were lucky enough to go 3, and The Exorcist was another one that I would recommend. But something you and I both agree on is The Terror. That blew my mind. And season 2 of The Terror is going to be about internment camps. So I hope they don't fuck this shit up.
I know, it's like, I'm so nervous, because the first season was like perfection to me. Yeah.
It gave American Horror Story a run for its money.
Oh, it truly did.
To be honest, I thought it was better than I think American Horror Story peaked out after the 3rd or 4th season. It's all kind of been phoned in. Anyway, so that's that. These are The Terror is a true story It was based on a true story. We don't know exactly what happened, but what happens on this series is fucked up and it's crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's really the way that they suck you in with it is really cool. So if you love good horror, you'll love the terror. I had weird dreams because of this shit.
Yeah.
Especially where they end up, man, because I don't
Yeah.
know where the fuck that is. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, and then for anyone in the chat's interest, I have done a non-spoiler review of the first season. So definitely check that out.
Exactly. I kind of wanted you to tie everything in, with your content and everything. Let's see, if you were given, all right, here's a question I love to ask people on YouTube. If you were given total control over YouTube, what decisions would you make? What would you do?
Well, for starters, I would stop with this algorithm crap and trying to, suppress voices, because in my humble opinion, I don't think anybody should be deplatformed on YouTube. Everyone should be free to make the content that they want to create, and they shouldn't be demonetized because it's not considered ad friendly.
Yeah, it's almost like the YouTube has become the world town square, to some degree. Oh, Cattigat just joined us. What's happening? She's your silent partner there.
She is.
Not
She's
so
my
silent.
she's my Cattigat is my partner in crime.
Yes.
For my Walking Dead streams and hopefully some other future live streams in the future. So
make sure that I'm trying to make sure she's been wrenched properly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's moderated. All right, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I run what's known as a wrench no state.
Yeah.
Unless if you fuck it up, then I will take it away. So
yeah.
And usually I really have a fantastic chat. They usually they're usually engaged and they don't fuck with each other. They're very friendly.
Yeah.
Like
now, I do agree with Psycho on the child pornography thing. Well, of course, that wouldn't be allowed on the platform because that's illegal.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah, that's no.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up stuff, man. In the world. See, if you look at it as the public square for the world, then the public would not tolerate any bullshit like that. Horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's your favorite video game? Do you play many video games?
Oh gosh, yeah. I've been a gamer since I was pretty little, watching my dad play games like Defender and Demon Attack for the Atari 2600. So I love, as far as like my favorite video game, I think it's a toss up between the Resident Evil series and the Silent Hill series.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I'm a huge...
The Call of Cthulhu thing that just came out?
I have not. I've never really been a fan of stealth-based games. I prefer to actually be able to use combat because I'm not really good at like running and hiding.
You're a fighter.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, all right. All right. You, as a wisdom imbued person, what would you tell somebody that's just brand new to YouTube?
Like as far as like advice goes, or
yeah.
I'd say do what you're get into what you're passionate about. In terms of, if you're unsure of what you want to do with your channel, I would say just do what you want to do in terms of content creation.
Yeah, just I think that's the big lesson that I learned about myself is that I was doing a lot of restraining, holding stuff back, opinion wise. And it took me a while to loosen up, it really took me getting pissed off at some stuff to really just say, fuck it, because I think that the reaction has been a lot more positive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Is there anything?
Oh,
Go ahead.
Psycho just listed Chrono Trigger. That's an excellent choice too. That was a game from my childhood as well.
Oh wow! See, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, for the Super Nintendo.
Killer.
Yeah.
I did play with the Genesis. My favorite game was a movement called Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's a classic.
That's a fun one,
classic.
isn't it? I love that game.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. It's honestly, if I had to choose between the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo in terms of the 16-bit era, I'm Genesis all the way.
Yeah, me too. I love
Yeah.
Genesis, man. Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll fight you. F-I-T. I'll fight a man over that shit. So, all right, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you want the viewers to know about you specifically?
Oh, that's a really good question because my channel, I mainly talk about, like I said, entertainment stuff. I'm a bit of a nerd. I love various TV shows. I love movies. I love video games, and I'm hoping to one of these days start doing some video game reviews as soon as I can figure out how to do screen capture for gameplay.
I can probably help you with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not as hard as it sounds, but you may need another monitor.
Well, it's like I've been using my PS4 to record some of my gameplay, and then I load it to my YouTube as private, and somehow I can't figure out how to get the gameplay footage from when I recorded off the PS4. It's kind of frustrating. Wow. Yeah.
Maybe I can. I'll look some stuff up and see if we can retrieve that for you. All right. Sliding into home here, I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
Because we're on the subject of YouTube, who is your favorite YouTuber?
Oh, geez. I have so many favorites. In terms of like socio-political stuff, I'm a huge fan of Ranting Monkey. And as far as like entertainment commentary, I'm a fan of YouTuber by the name of MechaRandom42. I'd say definitely go check out her channel. She does a lot of the sci-fi content and stuff like that, like talking about she's a huge Trekkie, and I love watching her just completely destroy Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
So
that is fun to watch, and when somebody's just really relentlessly eating something alive.
Yeah.
There's something satisfactory about it.
Yeah, and it's great because it's like I can relate to her in so many ways, because just like her, I'm so tired of seeing just political agendas being shoved into entertainment. It's like I just want good storytelling. I don't need my content to be woke,
No shit. So Psycho is asking a personal question here, Lindsay. How big is that penis of yours?
I probably rival Weibo Jones in terms of Trap Supreme,
Nice. All right. So who would you say is a criminally undersubbed YouTuber on this?
Oh, geez. There's if I had to pick one, Scribe Light.
That name has come up like 3 or 4 times now.
He's criminally undersubbed. It's like I can listen to him talk today. He does primarily, besides being a host on Lords of the Night, he also does video content as well. He does a lot of commentary on some of these like socio-political topics and stuff. He does a lot of video responses and is a very, very fascinating guy.
Yeah, and he's got a certain style. It's very well marketed and packaged, and it just blows my mind that he's not, that he's getting the dick from YouTube like he is.
Oh yeah,
So I feel you, sister. I feel you.
Yeah.
Let's see. How about a YouTuber that is way overhyped? Somebody you just don't fucking get it, man.
Ooh, I've never really paid too much attention to like mainstream, the mainstream content. Um, God, that's a good question. Probably Logan Paul.
God, no shit, man.
I don't get the, I don't get the appeal of Logan Paul, but
I totally get that. I totally get that you don't get that. How about that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's, but other than that, I really don't. I guess I never really paid much attention to the really big YouTubers. I prefer, like, it seems like to me most of the best content come from YouTubers who like don't even have 1 million subs.
Yeah.
Like maybe 100K subs at the most.
I think people that that started doing YouTube after the first apocalypse, were set at a specific disadvantage. It's because it's really it takes a whole lot of work to get not a lot of views.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's more about I think for people after that a labor of love. As opposed to like a means of income, right?
Right, right.
So, yeah, I don't get Logan. I don't get Logan Paul either, man.
Yeah.
He's on the list. This
Yeah.
is just a shitload of them.
But it's like, and then in terms of like undersubbed, there's so many great content creators out there that I could just list. It would take me all day to list all my favorites that are undersubbed.
Indeed. Well, and that's kind of why we talk about it. But the first one that comes to mind, though, and like I said, you're the fourth person to mention Scribelight, who I have a DM into asking if he would like to do this show. So maybe one day he'll answer me.
Yeah, he was. He was gracious enough to join me and Jenna P for our Operation Domination show. It was like about a couple months back. He was really, yeah. We had him on our show, and he was very, very cool to talk to.
Yeah.
Very fascinating guy.
Yeah, indeed. Well, you know what? We're almost at the top of the hour. We got a couple minutes to go. Is there anything you got coming up that you want everybody to check out?
Not at the moment. I definitely want to get a live stream in place in terms of like, since Game of Thrones is back in season, I would like to possibly get a panel, start doing more of that. I've got some video ideas in the lineup, and then of course I also want to do a live stream on Preacher, because that's another series that I'm extremely passionate about,
yes,
as you would fantastic. Know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but as of right now, I really don't have anything in the works. I guess it's just it kind of like how I make my content is that usually it's just something will catch my eye, and then I'm like, okay, so.
Well, cool. As a matter of fact, next week I'm going to have sitting across from me, a week from today, a gentleman that goes by Adonis Paul, or AP. To some of you Gulf City fans will remember him.
Oh, wow.
The original Angry Pepe is what AP used to stand for, but now it stands for Adonis Paul, the one and only. And so I'll have him this time next week. Thursday, Big Fat Brian and I will be talking about a zombie series on Netflix that just came out a week ago called Black Summer.
Oh, I need to see that. I really need to see that.
And if people will remember, Big Fat Brian and I declared the zombie genre dead. As a dead genre. So hopefully this can watch it. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's I don't know, man. He's got a thing about foreign films, and I get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to go back and watch your guys' take on A Clockwork Orange, because that's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh yeah, yeah, and there's so much. People have recommended that we do that, is go on and talk about films that are already out there, that are, like Clockwork Orange, to consider classics and stuff. And it's like, and I am not adverse to that idea at all. But so, all right. Well, it looks like nobody's hopping into LZ. All right.
Well, I see Caddigat asked me, how much do I really like Eugene? Like, how much? I'm like, Caddigat, do you really need to know? To the moon and back.
Yeah. Is he on your list?
He's bae.
That's right. Every couple has a list. Each person in the couple has a list. And, and those are passes, the free passes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So that's what I mean by the list. But shit. No other questions? Maddie, you got any questions? Kara, I'm sorry.
Like in the Discord or chat?
No, they can do either,
Yeah, because I know Caddigat's not on Discord. Yeah, you're right. That is my man.
That's right. Well, shoot, I think this is a good note. We'll hop back in this room. That's right. Little ZZ Top playing in the background. Yeah, got a little loop. I got a nice little loop from a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
Like that song. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. No. Yeah. I'm down with that shit. I've got a question, says Psycho.
Oh, what is your question, Psycho?
Come on.
Oh, thoughts on Game of Thrones tonight?
Oh.
That's right, yeah. Oh, God, it's Sunday. It's second episode tonight. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm super excited. And scared.
Well, and they always, when they show you excerpts, and I've figured the fucking people at HBO and the GOT crew out. They show you shit from the first 5 minutes of the show, right? And so you don't really get they try to create the atmosphere of the show. So apparently Jamie's going to get confronted by the mother of dragons, and that's going to be interesting. Yeah, why did you fucking kill my father? Well,
your dad was a crazy.
Well, yeah, exactly. And he didn't kill him for selfish reasons, or Tywin died thinking that Jamie killed the king for the family, whereas he didn't do that. He killed that king for the fucking, to save the people in the city.
Yeah.
Because, he was going to do what fucking his sister did.
Well, and that's why I don't understand why, because I guess being a kingslayer is a cardinal sin in the realm, and I'm just like, how can that be? Especially in Jamie's case, he killed Aerys to, in a sense, protect the people, because the guy was going to use wildfire and burn everybody alive.
I think it was the rich. His family was rich. The Lannisters always pay their debts because they literally have gold mines on their land. So I think that's probably what it was. It was, or I don't know. I have tried to read the Martin books, but it's very difficult for me.
Yeah.
I like the series.
Well, see, my thing is that I'm a little nervous about diving into the books, because when I first watched the show, I had a hard enough time keeping up on the characters, and then I heard, no, in the books, there's a lot more side story with a lot more characters. I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to sit this one out and just stick with the show.
Psycho 216 says, if a tree falls, this is his question to you, on a commie in the forest, and nobody is around, was anything lost?
I'd say probably no.
I must concur. Jesus, Almost typed irate bear. I know. It's like he is one of the people that I first met, and the name Irate Prostate. I had been watching a bunch of Irate Bear stuff, and I created the Irate Prostate name. I was totally in another account, right? And it was my Twitter troll handle, and I got so much attention from it and shit. I just said fuck it, and I did this thing, and yes. So Irate Bear was one of the first people to give me a hand up and kind of learn this deal.
That's cool.
And his wife Vanilla Bear is like a really, really close person to me. I don't talk to her enough, but she calls me her American dad.
Aww.
And so she was. I was the first person to stream with her, and I think she was the first person to stream with me. I think when talking about solo streaming, right? Do it yourself. So back in the old Hangout days.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've seen Vanilla Bear quite a few times in the chat, and she just seems really, really lovely. And Irate Bear, dude, he's a really good dude.
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, because I heard he's really helpful. Like if you have a question, he usually will try to help you out. In terms of like technicalities and.
All right, Pants Ninja says, it's like I got nothing about GOT, but if y'all start talking Walking Dead, I'm in.
Oh God, yeah.
All right, Cattigat is asking, will Danny go cray like her father?
She's certainly it seemed that way.
She's got that part of her.
She's got a little bit of a Mad King edge to her, especially with the last season,
Well, yeah, what about what she did to the fucking Dothraki brain trust? That was pretty cool.
Well, and
pretty fucking crazy at the same time,
Well, and what she did to Sam's father and brother, too. They refused to bend the knee, so she was like, okay, off with your head.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean, yeah, sure, Sam's dad was a complete piece of shit, but still...
Yeah, and so it's going to be interesting to see his reaction, knowing that she was the one that killed her, his father and his brother. Who he was he loved both of them, I'm sure, but there was all that fucking bullshit between them.
Right.
So now he's obviously going to be the master of the castle. He's going to be the head of the house.
Well, I do think that Jon's going to be the one to take the Iron Throne in the end.
Yeah. My money's on Little Bear. I'm just saying.
Little Bear?
Yeah, I like that kid. She's got some nards on her. You know what I'm talking about?
Arya?
No.
Arya.
Lyanna Mormont.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, she's got some balls.
Dude, she's awesome, man.
She's got some ironclad balls.
Yes. There's only one true king. The king in the north. It's like I remember that when she sent that message, back in the day. She give a purple medal to that tree, LOL. R.I.P. tree. Poor tree died for the useless commie. That's right. Yeah, no one cares if commies die. I don't know. Commies, what was that song by Sting? The Russians love their children too.
Oh God!
Back when there was a Cold War and shit.
I remember. Remember?
I remember.
Remember bears?
Yeah. Just look at the flowers.
Just look at the flowers.
They did a lot of that shit, in Russia.
Oh God, yeah.
Or look at the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Danny didn't do nothing. That's right.
Danny didn't do nothing.
I mean, didn't bend the knee, and Danny had dragons, so I don't blame her for what she did, Cattigat says. And Sir Pounce is the true king. I don't even know.
I'd say hot pie is the true king.
Yeah, that would be hilarious, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. Well, shit, people. I think we're at a point to where we can call this a completed show. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone around. Nice grapes there. Thank you, Cattigat.
Member berries.
That's right. Member berries. No oxyberries? Yeah. Yeah, that's a jab. That's right, Tonka. I'm sorry, I had to. He did.
Well, he's a bitch made, so.
Yep, indeed. See, even Cynical Lindsay knows the truth. The real truth. And so while we Cynical Lindsay, why don't you go ahead and bid adieu to the group? There's a couple of things I got to do, and then I'll join you.
Sure. Yeah, I guess thanks for having me on Prostate, and it was a pleasure having everyone here in the chat. So definitely check out my channel. I mean, if there's anyone Walking Dead fan, like I said, do I keep going?
Yeah, keep on.
Okay. So if there is anyone here that's I've done
You keep cutting out.
past review. Oh, I do?
Yeah. You might want to get up on your mic a little bit more.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's anyone here that's a Walking Dead fan, I've done previous reviews. Yeah, I guess if you're a fan of that, or Game of Thrones, or Preacher, it's just a fan of entertainment in general, yeah, come check.
And her links are in the description under SocMed. I've used a 1984 term, social media, so I'm now going to refer to it as SocMed. So and her connection, her links for her YouTube channel and her Twitter, or her at Twitter, are in the links below. Subscribe to her channel. It's a smart thing to do. I'll probably hang with her a couple more times. I got a feeling.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome to join us, and Cattigat will certainly agree with that.
That's right. All right, we'll say bye-bye, and I got a couple things, and then I'm out.
All right, bye-bye, guys.
And I want to thank Cynical Lindsay for popping in. Next week, like I said, it's AP. Y'all know what to do. Please subscribe. Hit that like button, man. If you can, throw little shekels at me, a few shekels. I could appreciate that big time. The cupboard is bare when it comes to new shit to add to on my show. So we got to wait. And I know this is going to happen. On that note,
every week on Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern, the Creem stream, the weekly world news for YouTube. Sundays, 5 p.m. Eastern, the ice cream interviews, fascinating people, fascinating people. Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, hot takes with the Butter Baron, watching horrible shit so you don't have to. Subscribe to IRATE Prostate now.